Hello, friends. Kurt Bergland with Pine Tar Baseball, Great Teams of the 20th Century, Volume 2. Action for you today, and the two dynasties of the 1970s are squaring off in this one. But before we get to the game, I want to show you the teams that are available in the Great Teams of the 20th Century, Volume 2 set. They are here. All of the teams that are listed here are also listed in the description for this video. And if you'd like to pick up the set, all you have to do is it depends on what you want. If you want the cards printed and shipped to your door, it's $59.99 for the set. The PDF is $14.99. And my PayPal address is Bergland.kurt at yahoo.com. Bergland.kurt at yahoo.com. Those are your prices. These are all the teams. They're listed in the description for the video as well. You can check them out. Send me your payment, and I'll shoot the cards or the PDF out to you right away. There's also a Volume 1 set of the Great Teams of the 20th Century. If you want both of those, the printed cards for Volume 1 and the printed cards for Volume 2 are $105 shipped to your door, and you save about, 13 or 14 bucks if you buy them together. So, if you are looking for a PDF of the game, you can get it for free at ttlbaseballgame.com, or you can email me at bergland.kurt at yahoo.com, and I will send you the email. In an email attachment, the PDF for the game and sample cards for you to try it out free of charge. So, all of that's on the description for this video. Feel free to check that out. All right, today's game is a big one. I've been looking forward to doing this one for you for some time. The two dynasties, I think we'd say, of the 1970s are in the house today. They are the 1972 Oakland A's against the 1976 Cincinnati Reds. We are in Riverfront Stadium. The opposing pitchers are John Blue Moon Odom for the Oakland A's against Don Gullett for the Cincinnati Reds. And I think this is going to be a fun game. Let's get to the starting lineups. For the visiting Oakland A's, here is their batting order against Don Gullett. Bert Campaneris will lead off at shortstop. Matty Alou will bat second in right field. Joe Rudy will bat third in left field. Reggie Jackson will bat fourth, and he'll be playing center field today. Sal Bando bats fifth at third base. Mike Epstein bats sixth, and he plays first base. Gene Tennis bats seventh. He'll be behind the plate. And Ted Kubiak will bat eighth and play second base. On the mound is Blue Moon Odom. Odom is a B pitcher on the road, which is where they are today. He stays a B pitcher the third time through the order. He has walk modifiers on 55 and 77. He can give you 7 innings and more if it's going well. Blue Moon, of course, 15 and 6. In the 72 season, he was a 30-start guy in that season. All right, for the Reds, 76 vintage. Pete Rose leads off at third. Ken Griffey bats second in right field. Joe Morgan bats third at second base. Tony Perez bats fourth at first base. George Foster bats fifth in left. Johnny Bench bats sixth behind the plate. Dave Concepcion bats seventh at short. And Cesar Geronimo bats eighth, and he will play center field. Don Gullett on the mound for Sparky Anderson. He is a B pitcher at home and gets better to an A. third time through the order. He has a walk modifier on 77, and he can give you 6 and more if it's going well. So there are your matchups. 72 A's, 76 Reds. All right, Bert Campanera is getting in the batter's box, and we are ready to go in this one. Pitch to Campy is hit in the air to George Foster in left field, and George is going to put it away, and we are underway in this game. 1 gone in the top of the first. Now it's Alou. We're on the carpet at Riverfront Stadium. The pitch to 44, so we've got a rare play check. Nobody on base, so we re-roll. 76, and it's a foul ball. All right, so we re-roll. This one's hit to left, and that's George Foster one more time. Puts it away for out number 2. And Joe Rudy up. Number 2 in the American League MVP race in 1972. Ground ball, Dave Concepcion. He gloves it and throws to Tony Perez, and the A's are retired in the first inning. 1, 2, 3. Bottom of the first, it's Rose, Griffey, and Morgan coming up against Blue Moon Odom. And that's going to be trouble right off the bat as Pete Rose singles to center field, drops in front of Reggie Jackson, and Rose is aboard with a leadoff single in the bottom of the first. Griffey up now. Odom the stretch. The pitch, chopped on the infield. Off Odom's glove, rolls toward Kubiak. He gloves it, but there's no play. Rose gets to second. Griffey is safe at first, and there's 2 on now for Morgan. Nobody out in the first inning. First inning trouble for the Blue Moon. Pitch to Joe is hit to left. Joe Rudy toward the line is going to get there to make the catch for out number 1. Tony Perez now. Double play target if he can hit it on the ground. Odom the stretch and the pitch. Hit to right. Matty Alou on the run. Matty's going to get there, and there's out number 2. And with 2 outs and 2 on still, George Foster up. The pitch to him, and that's hit to left and deep. Rudy to the wall, and this is gone. It's a 3-run homer for George Foster, and the Reds take a 3-0 lead. Bottom of the first, the Blue Moon gives up a 3 spot. Oof. Bench with 2 outs and nobody on. Odom's pitch would be a rare play check, but we've already had one, so that's it. This is strike 3 swinging, so Odom comes back and gets benched, but gives up 3 in the bottom of the first. The Reds jump out to an early 3-0 lead, but we got a long way to go in this one. In the Oakland second, it's Reggie Jackson, Sal Bando, Mike Epstein coming up. Pitch to Reggie. Hit in the air to right. Ken Griffey under it. And there's 1 gone. Now it's Bando. Gullett winds and delivers and walks Sal. Got a base runner with 1 out. Epstein up, was platooned sometimes and other times he wasn't. So he's in the lineup today. Dick Williams plays him. There's Gullett's pitch. Hey, struck him out, and that's Gullett's first. 2 outs, and Bando still at first for tennis. Gullett, the stretch, and the pitch, and get to the catch, and it's a range check. All right. Yesterday in my video, we went over this, so we got an 11, and it's a hit on tennis's card. So we're going to re-roll. We got a 42 that's hit to center field. Now, the center fielder is Cesar Geronimo. Geronimo is a neutral fielder. So, we look here. Is he positive? No. He is neutral, and the ball drops in for a hit to center field. So we have a 2-out hit. Bando advances to second. Tennis is at first, and it's Ted Kubiak now with Blue Moon Odom in the on-deck circle. Gullett, the stretch, the pitch is a 40, so that's grounded to Perez. But it ends in a 0, so we have pitcher modifier table check. And it stays a ground out, so Perez will make the play unassisted, and that retires Oakland in the second inning. We played inning and a half, and it's 3-0 Reds, thanks to the dong by George Foster. All right, Concepcion, Geronimo, and Gullett, 7, 8, 9 in the second inning for the Reds. The pitch to Davey is a 10. That's a hit, but we have to check the modifier table because it ends in a 0 or a 5. And he walks him instead. So it's a leadoff walk for Concepcion, and here comes Cesar Geronimo. Gullett on deck. Odom the stretch. The pitch to Geronimo. Hey, struck him up. That's Odom's second. Gullett up now. Concepcion still at first. Odom the stretch. The pitch. Gullett squares and gets it down. Gloved by Epstein. He's going to flip to Kubiak, and the sacrifice works as Concepcion moves to scoring position with 2 outs. And now it's Rose. On deck, Griffey. Odom the stretch, the pitch. It's a walk, but it ends in a 5. So we check the modifier table, and that's hit to center field, and Reggie Jackson's going to make the play for out number 3. So we played 2 complete in Cincinnati, and it's 3-0 Reds. Odom seems to have recovered from a rocky first inning. All right, so we have the bottom of the order, 9-1-2 coming for Oakland. Odom, Campaneris, Alou. In the Oakland third. Odom, of course, used as a pinch runner often by Dick Williams. The pitch to him is grounded to Perez. Perez is going to flip to Gullett covering, and there's 1 down. Campy's up. He's 0 for 1. The pitch. Get to the kitchen, it's a ranch, Jack. 88, left field, goes to Foster. So we're going to check Big George's range. Did this yesterday. 88 on the batter roll. If Foster is positive or neutral with his range, he's going to make the play. If he's negative, it's going to drop for a hit. He's blue, that means he's neutral in left field. He's negative in center, but he's neutral in left. And he makes the catch for out number 2. Now up, Matty Alou, late season acquisition by Oakland to take over in right field. And Gullett's pitch is slapped to center. Cesar Geronimo puts it away for out number 3, and it's a 1-2-3 third for Gullett. We go to the bottom of the third, 3-0 Reds. Odom will face Griffey, Morgan, and Perez in inning number 3. 2-3-4 hitters. Pitch to Ken. Ends in a 0, so we check the modifier table. It is a walk, but it's changed to a fly ball to Reggie Jackson. And Reggie's going to make the catch in center field for out number 1. Morgan up now. 0 for 1 for Joe. The pitch 54. Hey, struck him out. That's number 3. And now it's Perez. 2 outs, nobody aboard for Tony. Hit to center. High, but not deep. Reggie Jackson is there and makes the catch for out number 3. Odom has retired 6 in a row. We go to the 4th, and it's 3-0 Cincinnati. Or, if you're Sparky Anderson, Cincinnati. Or, if you're Milo Hamilton, about half the time, Cincinnati. Joe Rudy, Reggie Jackson, Sal Bando, 3-4-5 for the A's in the Oakland 4th. Pitch from Gullett to Rudy is grounded to Concepcion. He gloves it and throws to Perez. 1 down. Gullett's retired 5 in a row of his own. Here's Reggie, 0 for 1. And there's a base hit. Reggie singles to center, drops in front of Geronimo, and he's aboard with a single. Bando up now. Epstein on deck. Gullett the stretch. Checks Reggie, the pitch home. And this is trouble. It's a base hit to center and to right center. Reggie's around second. He's heading to third. Geronimo's throw comes into second base to hold Bando at first. And there's athletics at the corners with 1 out now for Epstein. The Reds are going to play at double play depth all the way around the infield. Reggie's at third. Bando's at first. Epstein up. Mike struck out in the second inning. The pitch home to Gullett is hit in the air to left. George Foster is under it. Reggie Jackson is tagging. He makes the catch. Reggie tags. The throw home is not in time. Foster's arm, not a strong one, and the throw is offline. So it's 3-1 now. The A's are on the board. And here comes Gene Tennis as Bando is still at first with 2 outs. Gene is 1 for 1. The stretch by Gullett and the pitch home is ball 2. Tennis ahead in the count. Hey, struck him out. That's number 2 for Gullett. But the A's get a run on 2 hits and leave 1 after 3.5. It's 3-1 Reds. And in the Cincinnati 4th, it'll be Foster, Bench, and Concepcion for the 76 World Champs. Foster hit the 3-run dong in the first. The pitch. Ground ball, Bando. Sal throws to Epstein, and there's 1 out. Now it's Bench. John struck out in the first. Odom winds and delivers. Hit to left, curving toward the line. Rudy on the run and gets there for out number 2 in the 4th. 8 in a row retired by Odom now. And Concepcion with 2 outs and nobody aboard in the 4th. Ground ball, Ted Kubiak. To his left, he plants and throws to Epstein, and that will retire the side. So we go to the 5th, and it's still 3-1 Reds. We are approaching Gullett's 3rd time through the order, which often means a change for the pitcher, and in this case, he's going to get better. He improves as the game goes on. He's going to jump to an A grade. So it's Kubiak, Odom, and Campaneris, 8-9-1 for Oakland in the 5th. Pitch to Ted. 69 is hit to right. It's a looper. Griffey on the run, and he's going to get there. Out number 1. 1 gone in the 5th. Here's Odom. Gullett winds and delivers. Hey, he struck him out. Number 3 for Don. He's got a new string started of 4 in a row retired. And Campy is up 0 for 2. Flew out to Foster both times. Pitch hit to left. One more time. George Foster retires Bert Campaneris. And that will end the top of the 5th. We're halfway through this one. It's Cincinnati 3, Oakland 1. As we go to the bottom of the fifth, Geronimo, Gullett, and then Rose coming up for Cincinnati 8-9-1. Cesar struck out in the second. The pitch. Get to the kitchen, I smell gas, it's our range check. Alright, gotta go back to the table. We looked at this yesterday. If you didn't watch my video, what were you doing? The pitch, or the roll, is hit to center field. If we have a positive center fielder, it's going to be a flyout. If the center fielder is negative or neutral, it's going to drop for a hit to center field. The center fielder for the 72 A's is Reggie Jackson. He is blue, and that means neutral. Geronimo's drive drops for a single in front of Reggie, and he's aboard with nobody out, and here comes Gullett. They could send Geronimo. Odom, the stretch, the pitch. Gullett squares to bunt, and he gets it down. Bando grabs it, throws to Kubiak, and that'll retire Gullett on the bunt as Geronimo moves to second. Important insurance run in scoring position now for Rose with Griffey on deck. Pete is 1 for 2 with a run scored in this game. The pitch. Hit to center. Reggie coming in. He's going to get there for out number 2. Geronimo will hold. Don't want to make the third out at third base. And Griffey's up. 1 for 2 with a run scored himself. 2 outs, bottom of the fifth. Geronimo in scoring position. The pitch. Hey, struck him out. And look at the blue moon with 4 strikeouts now. He had the one mistake pitch to Foster, but he's been good since then. After 5 complete, it's 3-1 Cincinnati. Gullett will face Alou, Rudy, and Jackson. 2, 3, 4 hitters for Oakland in the 6th. Don winds and delivers. Hit hard, hit to center field, but Geronimo is going to make the catch for out number 1. Now it's Rudy sitting on an 0 for 2 day. Pitch from Gullett, and we've got an error check, our first error check of the game. We roll 3 dice on error checks in Pine Tar. The red and the white die tell us who, and the blue die tell us if there's an error. 60 tells us it's hit to Concepcion. So we look at Davies' error number, and he's a 4. He is a 4. So if I roll higher than a 4, there's no error. But if I roll a 4 or less, Davey kicks it. He just kicked it. That's an E6, and Rudy's aboard. That brings the tying run to the plate in Mr. October before he was Mr. October, Reggie Jackson. So the world champs of 1972 have a chance to tie the game here. Sparky is going to get that bullpen cooking. But who will get cooking? This is the question on America's mind. And it's going to be Manny Sarmiento. All right, so Reggie's up. Rudy's at first, 1 man out. Gullett the stretch and the pitch. That is grounded to Perez. Tony turns and fires to Concepcion at second. The relay to Gullett covering first is a rally-killing, soul-crushing 3-6-1 double play turned by the Reds, and that will kill the A's 6th inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 3-1 Cincinnati. And the meat of the Reds order coming up. 3, 4, 5 hitters. Morgan, Perez, and Foster against Blue Moon Odom. We are the 3rd time through the order for Blue Moon, but he's staying a B, so there's no need for alarm. Pitch to Joe Morgan, and he walked him. Now, Gene Tennis is not the greatest throwing catcher in the world. So we're going to check his arm, and he is a +8. Now, Morgan is eligible to steal, and he's an 85, so that turns Joe into a 93. Perez up, Odom the stretch. The pitch home. There goes Morgan. Perez takes. The throw down from Tennis to Kubiak is not in time, and Morgan steals second. So he's in scoring position now. Perez behind in the count, 0-1. And now Dick Williams is going to get the Oakland bullpen cooking. Daryl Knowles and Bob Locker with lefty-righty double-barreled action, just the way I like it. Perez is 0 for 2. The pitch to him is a 40. Struck him out, but ends in a 0, so we got to check the modifier table, and he struck him out. So that's the 5th for Odom, and there's one gone in the 6th, but he's not out of the woods yet. Here's Foster with bench on deck. First base open, Morgan at second. One man out. The pitch from Odom. High to center field. Reggie Jackson's going to go back and make the catch near the track. Morgan is going to tag and try and take third. And he will. So the Reds have a man at third with 2 outs now for bench. John is 0 for 2. Concepcion is on deck. Odom the stretch and the pitch. And there's going to be hit to left field and deep toward the line. Rudy, warning track. Wall gone. It's 5-1 Reds on a long home run by Johnny Bench. Home runs accounting for all of the Reds' runs in this game. 5-1 Cincinnati on the home run by Bench. That's going to drop Odom to a C because he's allowed 5 runs. But there's 2 outs, and I'm going to try and get him through the inning because he's due up 5th in the 7th. Concepcion 0 for 1. The pitch is a single, but we got to check the modifier. It ends in a 5, so that's going to be a single. It stays a single, and here comes Geronimo. So that's it. Here comes Dick Williams. And we're going to get a new Oakland pitcher. It's going to be Daryl Knowles to face Geronimo. And we're going to get a double switch of some kind. So, yeah. So Knowles will come in and bat in the number 2 spot. Alou will come out. Angel Mangual is going to bat 9th and play right field. He's the man who lost his job after the Alou trade. So Alou and Odom are out. Knowles and Mangual are in. And Geronimo is up. Concepcion at first. Gullett on deck. Knowles, the stretch. The pitch to Cesar Geronimo is a walk on the walk modifier. I didn't tell you this, but Knowles is an A-plus pitcher on the road, but he has walk modifiers on 55 and 77. We rolled a 55, so Geronimo will take his base. Now it's Gullett with 2 outs and 2 aboard. Reds could go for a kill shot here if they brought in someone like Bob Bailey to pinch hit, but they're going to let Gullett stay in. The pitch is grounded to Bando. Sal's going to step on third all by his lonesome, and that will retire the Reds. But a 2-run homer by Johnny Bench in the bottom of the 6th extends Cincinnati's lead to 5-1. Gullett in the 7th will face Bando, Epstein, and Tennis as the A's try and fight back into it. Sal is 1 for 1 with a walk. The pitch from Gullett to Bando, getcha, and that's a range shot. This is hit to Rose at third. As we learned yesterday, it's a 66. If the fielder is positive or neutral, there's no change, it's an out. If, on the other hand, the fielder is negative, it turns into a hit. The range, he fails the range check. So we look at Pete's range. He is a negative fielder. His position is written in red, and it's the G by the range. G stands for negative, and that's going to get by him for a hit through the hole. So Bando is on with nobody out and Epstein coming up, and that's going to get the bullpen fired up again for the Reds. It'll be Bourbon and Mac. Oh, boy. Well, that's who they got. Bourbon and McEnany start to throw. Lefty-righty double-barreled action, just the way I like it. Tennis is on deck. Gullett the stretch, the pitch home. Base hit Epstein. Drops in front of Geronimo in center. Bando's going station to station. There's 2 on with nobody out now for Tennis. Pitchers aren't ready yet. Tennis is 1 for 2. Kubiak on deck. Gullett, the stretch. The pitch to Tennis. Ball 2. Ball 2. No strikes. Pitch to Tennis. Hit to center. Geronimo under it. Bando tagging and holding. And there's 1 out. Kubiak up now. Could go to the bullpen and bring in Bourbon, but then the A's have those left-handed pinch hitters, and I think they'd rather avoid them. So, leave Gullett in to face Kubiak. Mangual is on deck. The pitch. Hit to center. Geronimo 1 more time, and there's 2 down. Now it's Angel Mangual. 2 outs, 2 on. Yeah, and now they're going to do it. So here comes Sparky. He wants Bourbon. To face Mangual, and that's going to do it for Gullett. So we'll give you Don's numbers. 6 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 1 walk. He struck out 3. He allowed 1 run so far. It was earned, but there's 2 runners on base that are his responsibility. He is lined up for the victory if the Reds can hold the lead. So I want to show you something here. I'm bringing in Bourbon, and in Pine Tar, there's a lot going on here. We got home road splits. We have walk and strikeout modifiers. And then we've got the splits for the batter. So Gullett, I am removing. He's got the walk modifier, but he's a left-hander. I'm bringing in the right-hander, even though he's got a lower grade. He's a D with no strikeout or walk modifiers. So he eliminates that. You can bring him in for 2 innings if you need him. Because if you look at Mangual's card, Angel gets on through 29 against lefties, but only through 25 against righties. So I'm gambling here that Bourbon's right-handed throwing, knocking Mangual down a little bit and reducing his power a little bit by putting him over in this column, is a better move. But there's a lot of factors to consider. You also take the walk away because on Gullett, it's a 77. So Bourbon doesn't have that. He did pitch in 68 games. He's a D at home. He's an A+ on the road, but we're at Riverfront, so he's a D pitcher. Now, Dick Williams has to decide, is Mangual going to bat or go to a pinch hitter? It's the 7th inning, and I don't usually pinch hit in the 7th inning, but they're down. And I'm going to pinch hit. I'm going to go to Gonzalo Marquez, the pinch hitter extraordinaire for the Athletics in 1972. So he's going to bat for Mangual. He is a left-handed batter, and as you can see, he's really good. He's got an on-base average of 462, 381 average. A very limited duty. They called him up in August, and he hit the cover off the ball, off the bench. So, with Bando at second, Epstein at first, and 2 men out, it's Marquez against Bourbon. Pedro the stretch, and the pitch to Marquez, and we've got a 77. So, that would have been a walk on Gullett's card, although Marquez probably wouldn't be up. But it's grounded to Rose. Pete's going to step on third and spike the ball in that annoying way that he used to love to do. And that will retire the Athletics in the 7th inning. We go to the 7th inning stretch. It's time to stretch them out in Cincinnati. And it's 5-1 Reds. We need a new right fielder because Marquez pinch hit for Mangual, and that is going to be George Hendrick. He will bat 9th. And Marquez's afternoon is complete. All right, so it's Rose, Griffey, and Morgan. 1, 2, 3 for the Reds in the 7th against Knowles. Locker is ready to go in the A's bullpen. And this is grounded to Campaneris. He gloves it and throws to Epstein for out number 1. Now it's Griffey. Would be a rare play check, but we've already done it. Instead, we have an error check. Bring out our third die. Excuse me. Red and the white die tell us who. The blue die tells us if it's an error. It's hit to the pitcher. It's hit to Knowles. His error number is a 4. So if I roll a 4 or less, he boots it. And he does. That's an E1 on Knowles, and Griffey's aboard. And, of course, he had speed to burn, so he might be going. Morgan up now. Griffey's a 74 plus 8 from tennis makes him an 82. Knowles the stretch, the pitch home. Morgan takes. There goes Griffey. The throwdown from tennis to Kubiak is not in time, and Griffey steals second. Morgan's still up, behind in the count 0-1. First base open. Perez on deck. The pitch to Joe is ball 4, but ends in a 5, so we check the modifier table. Hey, struck him out. And that's going to do it. Here comes Dick Williams, and he wants Locker to face Perez. 2 outs, Griffey at second. Locker coming on. Knowles went 1 inning, walked 1, struck out 1, didn't allow any runs or hits. Locker, of course, big-time closer before the term was in use. He is a B pitcher on the road. He has no strikeout or walk modifiers, and he give you 1 inning. So he's going to face Perez. Foster is on deck. First base is open. And it's Horlin and Hamilton starting to throw lefty-righty double-barreled action just the way I like it in the A's bullpen. Perez up, Foster on deck. The pitch. 86 is hit to center. Reggie into left center is going to get there, and that will retire the Reds in the 7th. So we've played 7 complete. It's Cincinnati 5, Oakland 1. As we go to the 8th, Bourbon coming back out to face Campaneris, Locker, who will be hit for, and then Rudy, the top of the order for the Oakland A's. So, Campy's 0 for 3 is flown out to Foster 3 times. The pitch. Ground ball hit to Concepcion. He gloves it and throws to Perez for out number 1. Now it's going to be Mike Hegan batting for Locker. .329 for the Oakland backup first baseman and occasional outfielder acquired from the Yankees, I think, during the season. All right. The pitch from Bourbon to Hegan. It's a base hit, but it ends in 5. We check the modifier table, and it is an extra base hit. Down the line, Griffey's got to go get it. It's in the corner. Hegan's got a pinch hit double, and here comes Rudy. McEnany now in the Reds bullpen, joined by Raleigh Eastwick. 1 out. Rudy up. A's down by 4. Bourbon the stretch. The pitch to Joe. Hey, struck him out. That's Bourbon's first strikeout. Rudy now 0 for 4 on the day. Here comes Reggie, 1 for 3, but the killer on his day was grounding into a double play in the 6th. He has scored the A's only run. The pitch. And this is trouble. This is trouble. It's hit to left. It's down the line. Foster's got to go get it in the corner. Hegan's going to score. It's 5-2 Cincinnati, and Reggie's got a 2-out double. Here comes Bando. That's going to do it for Bourbon. Sparky's already out of the dugout, and it's going to be Eastwick. For a potential 4-out save. 5-2 Cincinnati. Eastwick coming on. He was their closer. 71 games. A+ at home. No strikeout or walk modifiers, and he can go 2. Bando is 2 for 2 with a walk. Epstein on deck. Eastwick the stretch. Checks Reggie at second. There are 2 outs. Checks Reggie at second. The pitch home to Sal is ball 4. Bando on base for the 4th time today, and all of a sudden the tying run comes to the plate, and Mike Epstein. All right, we got some drama at Riverfront. Top of the 8th, 5-2 Reds, but Jackson's at second, Bando's at first, and Epstein is at the plate with plenty of juice in that bat. Eastwick the stretch. The pitch is hit to left. Warning track. Foster makes the catch, and that will retire the A's in the 8th. They get 1 on 2 hits and leave 2. After 7.5, it's 5-2 Cincinnati. Got a new pitcher coming out for Oakland, and it's going to be Horlin, who you remember as a pitcher for the White Sox in the 60s. He is a C pitcher on the road. He has a strikeout modifier on 77. He can give you 2 innings in relief. He had 26 appearances in relief and 6 starts for the 72 A's. Foster bench and Concepcion righty up for them in the 8th. All right. George from Horlin hit to left, high but not deep. Rudy under it, and there's 1 down. Now it's bench. 5-2 Cincinnati. Bench homered in the 6th. 1 for 3. Pitch. Base hit for bench. Don't tell him it was an off year. Drops in front of Rudy for a single. Now it's Concepcion. Horlin the stretch. Checks bench. Davies 1 for 2. The pitch. That's hit, and that's going to get over Reggie Jackson's head. Off the center field fence. Bench around third, they're waving him. The relay from Campaneris is not going to be in time. Concepcion has a triple. Geronimo up. Eastwick on deck. Infield in for Oakland. Here comes Dick Williams. He wants Dave Hamilton. And with 1 out, we have a new pitcher for Oakland. Hamilton, kind of doing exactly what I did before. Left-handed pitcher, so I got the lefty-lefty matchup against Geronimo. He is an E pitcher on the road, but I reduced Geronimo's on-base chances by 9 by going to the lefty. 11 relief appearances. He can go 2 innings. And Vita Blue, starts to throw in the Oakland bullpen. On deck is Eastwick. There's 1 out, infield in. Concepcion at third, 6-2 Cincinnati. The pitch. Ground ball, Kubiak. Second base. Knocked down by Kubiak, but that's going to score Concepcion from third. And it's 7-2 as Kubiak makes the play to first. He doesn't save the run at home. 7-2 Cincinnati, and now it's Eastwick. All right. Eastwick up, 2 outs, nobody on. Pitch to Raleigh. Hey, he struck him out, so Hamilton gets him out of the inning. They get 2, though, on 2 hits. Don't leave anybody. After 8 complete, it's 7-2 Cincinnati. And we're going to the 9th. So it'll be Tennis, Kubiak, and Hendrick. 7-8-9 for Oakland against Eastwick. Down 5. They got some work to do. 1 for 3 for Tennis. Hit to left. Foster under it. And there's 1 down. Kubiak up. And they're going to go with Don Mincher to bat for Kubiak. With 1 out in the 9th. On deck is Hendrick. Eastwick winds and delivers. Ball 4. Mincher's on. Now it's Hendrick. Eastwick the stretch. The pitch home. Hey, struck him out. That's Raleigh's first strikeout. And with 2 outs in the 9th, Campaneris is the last chance saloon for Oakland. Mincher at first. On deck is Dave Duncan, the pitch. And that's a base hit for Campaneris. Left field. Mincher around second, but will put on the brakes. And there's 2 on. With 2 out in the 9th for Oakland. And here comes their backup catcher, Dave Duncan. So it's Mincher at second, Campaneris at first, 2 outs, 7-2 Cincinnati, Eastwick to Duncan. Hit to center and to right center. Geronimo on the run, and that is your ball game as the Reds take this one by a score of 7-2. So, let's go through your totals. For the victorious 76 Reds, 7 runs, 8 hits, and they committed 1 error. For the 72 World Champs, 2 runs on 8 hits, and they committed 1 error. Winning pitcher Don Gullett, losing pitcher John Blue Moon Odom. Save goes to Raleigh Eastwick because he entered with the tying run up at bat in the 8th inning. So the 76 Reds get some revenge for the 72 World Series. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to check out the information about the great teams of the 20th century set in the description to the video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I need your subscriptions to keep the channel going. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful day. So long, everybody.